God's Son grew up knowing the history of Israel and Judah. God's Son Jesus grew up hearing David's testimony in the 23rd Psalm. So God's Son Jesus cut out the middleman. Jesus said, I am God realized on earth. I am the Good Shepherd. And God's Son, the Easter Jesus, the God of resurrection, still says, no matter what trouble, the lowest of the low, the sheep have wandered off and gotten themselves into, no matter how bad the circumstances are that they are born into or live into, every one of my sheep, every one of them is still important to me. Not 98, not 99, all of them. I am not just high up. I am here with the sheep on foot in the mud and dirt with all of them. With all of you. With all of us. We are all sheep. Some of us suffer horrible experiences because of unfortunate choices. Some of us suffer horrible experiences because our bodies are failing us. Some of us suffer horrible experiences because there is no work or not enough work. There is no succor. There is no relief. Just as during the time that Israel and Judah were warring against each other, leaders in our time continue to live off of the fat of the land, and the sheep are not being rescued. The sheep are not being fed. I remember as a kid sitting in the brand new elementary school. Everything was new. The school was new. The house was new. Near our brand new house. Fresh from a good night's sleep. My belly full because every morning my mother or my grandmother made breakfast before I went to school. And I sat there wondering why some of the kids next to me couldn't pay attention. And why they smelled so funny. Were they retarded? No. I just didn't know they were just God's sheep who were hungry. I didn't know they were just God's sheep that no one bathed. I didn't know they were just God's sheep that perhaps no one was at home to them when it was time to tell them to go to bed and get some rest. Just God's little lambs. Last week on Saturday, Pastor Gregory retold the creation story. And what he said was that when Adam and Eve left the garden, God the shepherd went with them. God calls us to remember in this life, when we didn't have a way out, when we don't have a way forward that we can see, yet the Good Shepherd goes with us. God calls us to remember that when we are looking at people that we don't understand, and so we separate ourselves from them, God is with them, sorrowing with them, living on the streets with them, living in and being the way out of no way for people, just like God has been the way out of no way for you and me. Maybe the ultimate work of God's church as we move toward the church's birthday, which is still to be realized, is not to subdue each other and beat each other into some sort of Christian submission, but to realize, as God said back in the book of Deuteronomy, that all are one in God. It is all about the shepherd.